Hi everyone, it's Marvel DC Fan here with another video, and this time we're going to try something a little different. For those who maybe remember, I used to have a series on my previous channel back when that was my, main endeavor. And it was a show that basically involved me showing off stuff that I bought. Basically how it went was I'd have the camera placed on, usually it'd just be the bed. I'd have a pile of stuff on the side. It would basically show off, stuff that I had bought during the month or maybe even during the week. And, it was just a series that was kind of difficult to keep track of in my head. So I kind of want to try something like that again. And I don't think I'm going to go with the name it originally had, which was, it was known as What Did I Buy? Or something along that lines. It just didn't seem right. So I think for this series, we're going to go with this. So for this first episode, I wanted to kind of just show off some stuff that I bought during my hiatus. From, I think it was June 2021 all the way to March or April of this year. So a lot of this was just kind of careless spending. And yeah, it's bad. There's a lot of stuff here. So hopefully I can condense it down into a video and make it all work somehow. But yeah, let's get into the video. So first I wanted to kind of show off some stuff that I bought prior to my old laptop shutting down, and there's three things for here to talk about. So the first one being Ghostbusters, the video game, the remastered version. I remember when this was announced back at E3 2019, because I never played the original, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to go back and experience it at some point. So once this remaster came out, I didn't buy it right away, but I did pick it up. I think it was like $20 or something like that. So that's the first of it. Second is Spider-Man 2 on the original Xbox. Yeah, this was a childhood favorite of mine, and I bought this mainly to review later on. And I heard that the Xbox version is the best one, and it is backwards compatible too, so I saw it for like $5 in a bargain bin at my local used game store, and I thought I'd, just take it. It's $5, right? So, and then the last of these three items was this here, Thor, Loki, Blood Brothers. I found this at the dollar store. Occasionally I'll find stuff like this. I do own these Marvel Knights kind of, motion comic type deals, and it's always a kind of thing where it's like, I find them interesting, so I figured, it was only like $3. Might as well, like, get it while it's here. So not too long after the computer shut down, I wasn't able to, really do anything with it. All the files I had were gone. The videos that I made were just lost. And so the plan originally was that most of the paychecks I would earn from my job would go towards my computer, and whatever money I made in tips would just be for stuff that, would be reviewed later on, or, kind of stuff like that. I had big plans for the review channel at the time, and, there was definitely a better way to go about it. I probably should have just focused on pulling all my money together, but I'm an idiot, as I keep telling you in my videos, so, yeah. Alright, so the first item we have is X-Men Dark Phoenix. This was at a Walmart, and it was like about $10. I think it was on sale at that point, or maybe just in the bargain bin. This was the last X-Men movie I needed for my collection of Blu-rays over there. So I I got it, and $10, and I actually do like the movie. I don't think it's like the worst X-Men movie ever. It's more entertaining to me than Apocalypse is. So I figured, what the hell, gotta complete the collection. Okay, next up is these three, the Batman Arkham games for the PlayStation 3. One of my goals for that summer was to buy a PS3. I never owned one growing up. I was always a 360 person. So I wanted to kind of, get some games for it, experience some stuff that I never really got to beforehand. And, I have pretty much all the Arkham games on every console I own. So, and these ones had some exclusive, content, like, of course, with Arkham Asylum, you could play as the Joker in the challenge maps, and then, Arkham Origins is the same kind of deal where, you have the Adam West costumes, the Nightfall DLC exclusive to that. So, I know there was a way to get it on PC, but, I always like being authentic with these kind of things. So, I had the cash lying around, and I figured I'd jump for the chance. So, yeah. Also, while it's on my mind, would you guys care for, me revisiting the Arkham games? Let me know in the comments. Or, I guess I'll make a straw poll if you guys want that. So, yeah. Vote down below. Okay, next up. Avengers. Yeah, Avengers. I never had a physical copy, and I don't really care for digital games, especially for full big budget titles like this. If it has a physical copy, I might, usually I'll go for it. This one was on sale for like $20. Also, that same weekend, or the same day actually, I went and got Horizon Zero Dawn. The complete edition. I never owned it prior, or actually no, I'm lying. I had a digital version off the PlayStation Store because Sony was doing their whole, get a free game this week or something like that, right when everything went to hell. So I found this. It was only $20, and I kind of wish I went for the original copy of this, because I don't really care for like the PlayStation Hits version, especially this one with the red cover and everything. But I figured at some point, I was gonna get this anyway, so so I have a copy now, and the game actually is pretty good. It is a really good PlayStation exclusive, so I'd highly recommend checking this game out if you can find it. I had $5 lying around also, so I got this. X2 Wolverine's Revenge on the Game Boy Advance. I've seen this game in action. I do own a Game Boy Advance back there, and yeah, nobody was going to play it, so might as well just take it for my own. And it's probably good for a video later on, if I decide to look at Game Boy Advance games and whatnot. So yeah, there it is. So shortly after I bought the Arkham games and all that, I did actually manage to find a PlayStation 3. I found it on a local buy and sell, and it was $20, I believe. It wasn't very much. It was at least 20 or like 35 for this. And originally I was going to give it to my sister because she had a PS3, and she somehow, she lost hers when we were moving a whole bunch of stuff around. But the problem was that because she works away from home, so she's not really home much to play this. Plus, she's busy when she's home. She does other things, so I decided to just kind of keep it for myself. And at some point, I still want to get her a certain PlayStation 3 model. Probably not this one. It's a little too big for her, entertainment center. But yeah, This PS3 is really good. It's probably the best model I've seen. I'm not really a fan of the whole sliding disc tray on the Super Slim, and the first model. You know, certain ones have the PlayStation 2 backwards compatibility, but they are so expensive. Like, I found one on eBay for like $300. So who knows if, you know, I'll get it at some point. But for now, I'm content with, you know, this PS3 right here. It's a nice one. So I was out and about one day, and I found a couple of games for my newly acquired PlayStation 3. A couple games that were, you know, worth playing at some point, whether or not for reviews and such. And the first one of these is Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I own Vanilla Marvel 3, and I do own Marvel vs. Capcom 3 on PlayStation 4, you know, when they did their whole release with Infinite, but I figured at some point, you know, get a copy on, you know, get a pristine copy of Ultimate on whatever console. Probably not 360. I always like companion games like this, so it was a bit pricey, but, you know, to me this is a really good game. There's a lot of really good enhancements with this version particularly. The only trouble is that you can't really do DLC on this version anymore, so, but still, $40, you know, whatever. Also, I went to my local Goodwill and I found this Superhero Squad Kombat, which I do own the other two Superhero Squad games, and I was planning at some point for, you know, like an April Fool's type thing to look at the games in general. So it was only like $3, and I figured it wouldn't hurt, you know, just to have it with the collection. The only issue is that I didn't have a U-Draw, or couldn't find a U-Draw when I found this, so had some difficulties with that right at first, but yeah. Alright, next, Justice League. So this was when the Snyder Cut was coming out on Blu-ray. I watched the Snyder Cut prior, or like shortly after it came to streaming, and I did really enjoy the Snyder Cut. And since there was a Blu-ray coming out, I knew that, you know, it wouldn't hurt to have both versions of the movie. So I believe I found this at a store it was a 2-for-1 deal. I forget where the other one went, but it was like $5. So it's not 30, so that's good. So I like to order on Amazon a lot, and these next three are definitely Amazon purchased things. So the first one is Ultimate Spider-Man. Probably my second favorite Spider-Man game besides Spider-Man PS4. Go check that video out. Yeah, I really loved it as a kid. I preferred it over Spider-Man 2, even though in retrospect, Spider-Man 2 is just a better game overall. Particularly with gameplay, but this one still really holds up in my opinion. This was another one that was going to be reviewed at some point, and, you know, because backwards compatibility, and, you know, typically Xbox versions are, you know, the best of that generation. You know, I figured it wouldn't hurt to kind of go about it like that. So another Xbox game for the collection. So, all right. So next up we have The Incredible Hulk: The Pantheon Saga for the PlayStation 1. This one was just out of pure instinct. I saw a seller was selling it for $5. It was like $2.50 plus shipping, which equaled out to about $5. Alright, last of the 3 Amazon purchases is The Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction. Yes, this is the same copy from the review. Originally, when I was writing the script out for the review, I was going to use my friend's copy, which I gave him, because he had a 360, and he never really played the game much. And because I got the PlayStation 2 version at some point, I gave him my Xbox copy. But because of reasons, you know, I always like going for, you know, quality with my videos, so I figured the Xbox version was the way to go. But originally I was just going to borrow it back from him for like maybe a week or two, just to get all the footage I needed. But unfortunately he couldn't find it. I guess he just was moving stuff around, and you know, he probably just had it in some drawer somewhere. So I was like, okay. I went about and just bought another copy. This one was like $15, so it was worth it, I'd say. I do really like this version of the game. I do still really enjoy the PS2 version, but it's a little hard to go back to. So now that I have this, it's, you know, I'm content. So right afterwards, I was kind of in a bit of a frenzy, because one of my other goals for that summer was to buy a PlayStation Vita, and lucky enough I was able to get one. And yeah, I do really like this thing. I've always wanted a Vita, and I did manage to you know, find one on eBay. I think it was around $200-300. You know, it came with a charger, so I was able to charge it and stuff. It didn't come with any games, but it was the kind of thing where I was just going to buy games for it, you know, gradually. So the next couple of things I have here are just some video games I bought, and yeah. Alright, so first up, we got Ultimate Marvel 3 on the Vita. This and Mortal Kombat 11 were the 2 games that made me want to buy a Vita as a kid. I had a chance to, but I settled with getting a 3DS, because I really wanted to play Super Mario 3D Land and some other games on it. I think Arkham Origins also was coming out around that time, but I saw this in my local game store. It was a bit pricey, $100, but I needed something to play on it while my interest, you know, was, you know, still on it. And yeah, so I bought this locally, and the other few games I bought online were Mortal Kombat 11. Yeah, I think this version of the game is really interesting, you know, besides having all the DLC characters and whatnot. It also has the special challenge tower that works in tandem with the Vita's, you know, sensors, motion controls, touchscreen, all that. So if you're looking for one of the better versions of the game, then I would say the PlayStation Vita version is a really good contender. So yeah, pick it up. I did buy Injustice also, but unfortunately it didn't come with a case, so I'm kind of left with this small little chip. Alright, next I got Injustice. Yeah, I got the Xbox 360 version digitally for free, but like I said, I'm not really a fan of digital titles, so I saw that this was only like $5 on Amazon, so I got it. And yeah, I'm weird because I like having, for certain games, I like having both a vanilla version and also a re-release, if, you know, depending on the console or whatnot. So I did manage to pick this up for my small Injustice haul. Soul Calibur 2 for the Xbox. Yeah, this was another review I was planning. I was going to look at Spawn Armageddon, but that game also kind of ties into Soul Calibur 2 in a way, because, you know, Todd McFarlane made a deal with them to put Spawn in the game. And, so yeah, I think at some point I want to grab the other two versions. Originally I owned the game on PlayStation 2, and, I don't think it ever came with a cover, though. I just had the disc. So, I might still have it here. I don't know where, but it's somewhere in this room. But, at some point I want to just complete my Soul Calibur 2 collection with the other versions. And I actually really like playing as Spawn. I think he's a fun character to use. So, yeah. Spider-Man Friend or Foe. Yeah, this game I had growing up on the PlayStation 2. And as a kid, I really loved it dearly. And this was another kind of thing where it's just like review at some point, and the Xbox version, you know, not only played and looked better, but also had exclusive characters like Silver Sable. So it was, you know, it was about, let's see, like 25 on eBay. So yeah, 25. And yeah, I don't regret the purchase. For this next one, I bought alongside the Ghost of Tsushima vinyl. I was buying the vinyl for my friend. It was his birthday, and I wanted to give him a gift. And I saw this on sale, and I just kind of snagged it. It's the Ultimate Edition of Miles Morales. It's the Ultimate Launch Edition. So it comes with the extra 2 pre-order skins. The tracksuit and the Spider-Verse suit. And yes, since it is the Ultimate Edition, it also comes with Spider-Man Remastered for PlayStation 5. So it was about $50. The vinyl was $25, so I just bit the bullet. And because I knew at some point, like, even though I had the PlayStation 4 version, you know, I knew I was buying a PlayStation 5 at some point, and, you know, I wanted to take advantage with some games that, you know, worked really well with the PlayStation 5. And this was a launch title for that, so I figured might as well. And another big reason was this right here. Wanted to be able to play this day one once I got my PlayStation 5 finally. So yeah. Okay, we got Sonic Colors Ultimate. This one was, you know, on my list of guaranteed purchases. You know, I pre-ordered this the moment I could, and you know, up until it launched, I was content with playing it on the Switch, but then as soon as I played it on the Switch, it didn't go so well. So, yeah, I should have probably bought this on PlayStation 4, because everybody was telling me don't, because everybody online was saying don't play this on Switch, and also some of the more recent Sonic games I've been buying on Switch anyway, so I didn't mind purchasing the physical copy for Switch. The only thing is that it's 60 frames and it has a lot more issues than the other versions do, so yeah. There it is. So not too long afterwards was my birthday, and one of my gifts was a gift card for Shoppers Drug Mart. I like to shop there occasionally because, you know, not only do I buy snacks and stuff like that there, but they also sell video games and movies, and every once in a while, in a blue moon, whatever, like I'll buy a new game. That's actually how I bought Horizon, which, you know, they have their bargain bin games there for like $20, so I figured it wouldn't hurt to kind of just splooge a bit on some Shopper's Drug Mart items. And the first of these is this right here, Rayman Legends on Switch, the definitive edition. I played a demo when I first got my Nintendo Switch, all the way back in, I think it was it was like late 2018, early 2019. I played a demo, and I wanted to kind of play more of it. But then I found this for like $30. So, yeah. It was a good game playing at some point. I always wanted to play it on the Wii U, but just never could find a copy anywhere for whatever reason. So, I guess for right now, I'll just stick with the Switch version. Also, I got Bumblebee. I really do like this movie. It's the best of the live-action Transformers, for sure. I think for me, it's this movie, or no, as far as Transformers movies go, it's of course the 1986 Transformers the movie is the best. Then Bumblebee, then the first Michael Bay movie, with all of its issues. But yeah, never bought this at all back in 2018, 2019, but then I found it for about $10, and yeah, I figured it wouldn't hurt to kind of own this. Maybe at some point we'll do like a Transformers marathon or whatnot, so it's fun. Also, I bought this. It's a guilty pleasure. Next few stuff is like just the next few items were from Amazon. Some stuff, you know, was just kind of needs more detail, you know, but others were just like $5, like just very cheap items that just kind of got away with. The first of which is this right here, Superman the Man of Steel for the original Xbox. This was a game that, you know, I kind of learned about back in 2014, 2015, I want to say around there, and ever since then I've just been kind of interested to play more Superman games, because the only real one I've actually gone into is Superman Returns. So it was $5, you know. I figured, you know, it was worth playing at some point, even just for like a laugh. But yeah, now I have it as part of the Superman library I have back there, which is very, very small. Next up is this Arkham Origins Blackgate. I bought this originally when I bought the other games on the Vita. So I bought MK9, Injustice, and this on Amazon. And for some reason the seller wasn't able to send it to me. So eventually I got the order refunded for this particularly. And then I had some extra money lying around, and I saw another person was selling it on Amazon. I think this was from the warehouse, so I thought I'd play it. And out of all the Vita games I own, which aren't very many, this is probably my favorite one besides MK9. You know, I gave Blackgate a lot of shit on the review, but going back to it, and particularly with this version, like it fares a lot better as a handheld game than it does a console or PC game. So if you have a Vita, then definitely check this one out. I'd recommend it. Along with Blackgate, I got this. It's the extended edition of Ghost Rider. Just $10, you know. They sell a lot of these older Marvel movies, you know, just kind of all the time. Never really watched the extended version before, so I was kind of interested to see what they'd actually do with it. I still haven't watched it yet, but at some point for a video series I have planned, it'll pretty much look at, you know, extended cuts in general. So I'm really curious to see what they do for this one, even if it is kind of minuscule, but what can you do? So the friend I mentioned earlier with Hulk Ultimate Destruction, he was selling a camera that he used to use for photography and stuff. He didn't really need it anymore, so I offered to buy it, and he had a price, and I was just kind of saving up cash at the time, and I figured I would kind of need a camera at some point, since the first reviews I did were using my mom's camera she had, also for photography. But I figured that, you know, I kind of just needed one for myself at some point. And so along with a tripod and a camera bag, which is that small black bag you see in the corner there, I got this camera. I gotta say, it's worked out pretty well for the reviews so far. I really like it. Got a lot of cool features, you know, able to do the flash here, and also my favorite thing is that this LCD screen can kind of flip it around when I need to, so it helps with recording, definitely, just trying to get certain angles and whatnot. So yeah, this was a good way to go about it. So along with the camera, he was selling some games and whatnot, selling his PS4. He didn't really need it anymore, so I bought this from him. Final Fantasy Remake Deluxe Edition. Yeah, this was a game that I wanted to play like when it came out. Yeah, bought it and played a little bit of it. So that was fun, and kind of glad I got it, honestly. Didn't have to buy it later on, but at the same time, though, it's all this new content is coming out, so you know, do what you gotta do, right? So yeah, here it is. And also on Amazon, I was buying an SD card for the camera, and I just happened to kind of bundle this along with it. Watchman, the director's cut. So yeah, this was a version I had as a kid. The first time I actually watched Watchmen was through the director's cut, and man, was that a traumatizing experience for like a 9-10-year-old kid. But I do own the theatrical version, and I'm always lately, you know, I'm always interested in owning multiple versions of a movie, different director's cuts or extended versions or whatnot. So this was $10 also, so I figured I'd kind of just add it along to whatever I bought then. So also I got this like the same week. There's another dollar store purchase, $3, and yeah, so watch it at some point. Along with the Wolverine motion comic, they had graphic novels there too, so I bought a few of them, like Spider-Verse, which was from when Secret Wars was happening, so not a bad read, I gotta say. It's not as good as the original Spider-Verse story, which I like that one, so yeah, this one isn't that bad. I bought Earth 2 Volume 1, which I think is like one of the best things to come out of the New 52. I really enjoyed this arc, and like it started off really nicely with this, so really good read as well. Amazing Spider-Man 2 Preload. Basically, just most of it is just a recap of the first movie, but it has a small story in there about some gang he's fighting, how he rips up his suit, and explaining why he has, you know, the suit he does in the second movie. So yeah, all these were like $5. And then this one which actually my friend bought, but he gave it to me later on. The DC Universe by Mike Mignola. Mike Mignola is really great. I love his Hellboy stuff, so still have the shrink wrap, but I'm definitely going to check it out at some point or another, so yeah, awesome. Alright, so now we're around November-ish time, I want to say. I'm buying people Christmas gifts, and along with the purchases, I just kind of grabbed some stuff for myself. The first of which being Iron Man 2. And this game I had a long time ago, back when I first had my 360. I think I rented this for like a weekend or a week or something like that. But I always wanted to try it again, because I don't really remember much of my experience with it. So it was only like $15-$20, something like that. So just got it. I was at my local game store, and this was just a random Tuesday or whatnot, and I found this. So this friend who I was with, we got the comics, and he helped me out with the camera and stuff. He was buying Christmas presents for his family and friends, and he wanted to get his brother Nintendo Switch, so I offered to give him mine, and in exchange he gave me the PlayStation 2 that I have in the basement. So it was the fat PS2 model, the original one that had sold back in 2001, 2002, something like that. And I gotta say, it's worked out really well so far. I've been enjoying my time with it, playing all types of games. I had fun re-experiencing and, playing for the first time on that thing. So, yeah, it was really awesome to be able to play PlayStation 2 again. He had some PlayStation 2 games in the box, so the first two I want to show off are the Star Wars Battlefront games. I guess I should switch them. But yeah, Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2. And yeah, these were games that Star Wars Battlefront 2 particularly, I played a lot as a kid. For some odd reason, the discs weren't working when we tried them out. So I'm probably going to have to get these cleaned at some point. The local game store I go to has a disc cleaner, so maybe I'll go take it to them and see what I can do for these. Because I do want to play them at some point. Also, he had Call of Duty 2 for PlayStation 2, and yeah, this one was interesting to try out, because I remember when I was like 7 years old, we had a PlayStation 2 in the living room, and my uncle would come over, and him and my dad used to play Call of Duty a lot, like the first 2 games, so this was interesting to revisit after so long. And then also Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines. This was, I heard this was one of the worst Terminator games ever, so why not give it a try, right? And yeah, it wasn't fun. He also had some Kinect games in there, like Hole in the Wall. He had Kinect Sports Season 2. And he had like 3 copies of Kinect Adventures, which I don't know. I don't know, man. Also, while I was at the game store, I found this U-Draw Studio, which came with this right here, the U-Draw for the PlayStation 3. Yeah, this was such a weird thing to try out, but I was always curious about it, because this was one of the things that kind of tanked THQ. So yeah, we got this as opposed to the Avengers game that they were working on. Another one I bought along with the Christmas shopping was this one, Green Lantern extended cut. This was another one that had a broken ass case in it, so I just switched it out with one of the other Blu-ray cases I have here that I wasn't using. So I've heard, this kind of makes the movie a little bit better, but we'll see what happens. I'm tempted to check this one out and see if it actually is a better movie because of the extended cut, but I doubt it. So another pre-order that I got was this Venomor3 Carnage. I didn't see this in theaters. I did want to, but it just kind of slipped my mind when it was out, so I just kind of forgot about it. And then once the Blu-ray came up, I figured a pre-order wouldn't hurt. So yeah, got this for $25, yeah, still haven't watched it. So right before I get into my next batch of purchases, I just wanted to show off some stuff that my friend at the time gave me. He was kind of giving stuff, he was just kind of downsizing and just getting rid of some stuff, so I offered to take a few things from him. The first few things here were some copies of Inuyasha, some manga. I remember when Inuyasha was on TV back in the mid 2000s. YTV, which is a Canadian kids TV station, would have late night anime, and this was part of the lineup. I think this, Bleach, One Piece was maybe on there too, and some others I'm forgetting about. Maybe Naruto, but yeah, Inuyasha. He also gave me a copy of the first season of Inuyasha on DVD, so I think I have it probably somewhere on the shelves. So that was fun. He also gave me Scott Pilgrim, the first 3 volumes. I loved reading Scott Pilgrim back in middle school, high school, around then. I remember reading all of them, so at some point I want to get the remaining volumes for Scott Pilgrim and experience the series again, because it is really great. Especially the movie. The movie is fantastic. Never played the Scott Pilgrim game, but I want to play it really soon, and maybe get a physical copy of that, because digital games are bullshit. So yeah, Scott Pilgrim is really awesome. And the last thing here that I have is Franklin Richards, Son of a Genius. Yeah, I don't know. He just gave it to me. He was just like, hey, it's Marvel, so here, have it. And it's still shrink wrapped, so haven't opened it yet. So at some point I want to read it just to see what this is about. I can see the artist is the same guy from Calvin and Hobbes, which I love Calvin and Hobbes, so definitely gonna check this out when I have the time to do so. I guess while I'm at it, I should talk about some other stuff I got. Christmas of last year, I got a couple of items I want to showcase. One of which being the Snyder Cut. I was gonna buy this right when it came out, but I guess I just had cash for other things at the time, so I just kind of skipped out on it, and I asked somebody else for it just as a gift. And the other thing was Green Lantern, the animated series, the full series, complete series. So I remember watching the premiere when it went, when it first came out, and a couple episodes after that. But I've never actually watched the entire show in full, so I am really excited to get to this whenever I can. But, yeah, I've heard some really great things about the series in general, and I did actually enjoy the episodes I've watched, so very good. Alright, so next up was Boxing Day, which is the day after Christmas, and which is a thing in Canada and maybe the US too. I don't know if they have it there, but I did buy some stuff on Boxing Day. First off was Iron Man 2 on the Wii. I'm always interested in seeing different versions of games, because sometimes when they port it over to different consoles, it is a completely different experience. So yeah, Iron Man 2 was one I was going to check out for sure at some point. This was like $10, so it was worth that, I'd say. Still haven't played it yet, but one day. And then after that, I was at a Walmart and I found 2 movies which I do really enjoy a lot. First one is Whiplash. Whiplash is a fantastic movie. If you have not checked it out, please do. Especially for J.K. Simmons. J.K. Simmons is like one of my favorite performances of his ever. Yeah, it's definitely, if you're a movie guy like me, this is definitely worth a watch at some point. And then the last movie I have, which is another kind of another guilty pleasure type thing. I still think the movie's good, but Easy A. Easy A is good. It's like a nice, like, kind of comedic type deal. If you're into John Hughes type movies, this is a really good one. This and Whiplash were both about $4 each, so it wouldn't hurt. To me, it didn't hurt kind of having both of them. And these were movies I've been meaning to watch for a long while now, so now that I got a chance to revisit it again. And the last thing I bought was at EB Games, or now GameStop, since the name switch. Kingdom Hearts all-in-one package. So this is both Kingdom Hearts 3 and then also the other Kingdom Hearts games that, you know. I played Kingdom Hearts a long time ago on the PlayStation 2. I think it was Kingdom Hearts 2 I played. So I always wanted to go back to them, and Some Call Me Johnny's marathon of Kingdom Hearts games kind of solidified that. Beforehand, I was just gonna play the 1.5 plus 2.5, but once I heard of this all-in-one package, I was just gonna go for that. And luckily enough, I found this on sale. I think it was like $40, so just kind of grabbed it. Wasn't much else there to really pick up, so yeah. Alright, so next up is this Call of Duty Finest Hour. This was just $5 at my local game store. I had Call of Duty 2 as part of, what my friend gave me, so once I found this, I was just like, why not? So yeah, $5 just for a random purchase. I don't mind it though. Next up is this Superman Returns for the 360. Now, the reason why I bought this was because the disc that I originally had in this case didn't really work all that well. There's just something about it that just it wouldn't save my game at a certain point. So I found a copy on Amazon for about $5, and the case it came in was just one of those just mock-up cases, so I just put the new disc I put in this old case that I had. So probably gonna get a new case too. If I find a spare 360 case, then I'm switching it out, because I like my games pristine, if you catch my drift. Alright, so the last two were just kind of some games that, I wanted to grab at some point or another. The first of which is this, the God of War collection, which has both God of War 1 and 2. for the PlayStation 3. Kind of remastered, kind of not remastered. But since 2018's God of War, when I played it, I just became a God of War fanatic. So, you know, whatever games that I had, I just wanted to try them out. And I do own the original copies of 1 and 2. But, you know, this didn't really hurt. This was about like $15, $20, so it was worth putting in the collection at some point or another. And the other one I bought was this right here, which is God of War Origins, which has both the PSP games, Ghosts of Sparta and Chains of Olympus. And yeah, like before, I do own the PSP versions of each game, and I have played them, but yeah, just putting them in the collection for a later date to play them. So yeah, everyone, that's going to be it for the new series. Yeah, that was a lot of items for my hiatus, and yeah, if I was a lot smarter, then I probably would have had a computer way before then, but either because of just things happening, stuff coming up, or just because of incompetence, you know, I kind of dragged things out longer than intended. But I'm glad that we're back now making quality content on this channel. So I do have some more items to show off, but I'll probably save them for next time when you know, when I get around to recording that. There are some summer items that I want to show off, and it's not going to be as long as this video, that's for sure. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share all that fun stuff. Be sure to follow me on all of my social media, which you can find in my general description. So Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Discord, Twitch, all of that is there for you to check out. And yeah, I will see you all next time with another small haul I have there. Thank you all so much for watching, and don't forget to take care of yourselves. See ya.